Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is miahtheking, and I went in for a job interview the other day, and they asked if I could perform under pressure. I said no, but I could perform Bohemian Rhapsody. Anyway, today we're taking a sneak peek at Monster Hunter Wilds. The beta released just a day or two ago, depending on when you're looking at this video, and I didn't notice it until I recorded the video, but hey, here I am and taking a look at it now. Now, I know a lot of you out there probably missed the beta due to work or family or whatever, and I know I can't replace the hole in your heart for missing it, but let me try by showing you what's in store for you early next year. After the incredible disappointment that was Dragon Age the Veilguard, we finally get to take a look at what a AAA game is supposed to look like. This. This is what I expect when I spend $60 on a video game. Anyway, this obviously is not going to be a review. This is just me taking a look at the base of this game during beta and seeing where it's currently at in its development and how promising it may or may not be. And yeah, I'm just going to skip to the main point here. This game is going to be freaking awesome, I can already tell. Now, I'm not typically familiar with these style of videos, so I'm going to follow my usual formula of picking out the good and the bad as I saw whilst playing. Also, if you end up finding my video informative or entertaining, then I happily invite you to join my Royal Guard. How do you do that? You hit subscribe, of course. Show me some support with hitting the like, too, and don't forget to say hi in the comments. I try to respond to all my subjects. And make sure you hit that bell, too. After all, I review all kinds of games of random types at random times, and who knows when I'll review a game that you've been missing out on your whole life, so, you know, stay informed. Also, I started playing random games with my family, and I post the videos on Saturday and Sunday evening, so tune in and watch the hilarity, because it gets pretty crazy. Now then, the first good thing that I noticed was the graphics. I mean, the game looks simply beautiful so far. Blows Veilguard out of the water. The game looks freaking amazing. It's got perfect contrast and color designs, as well as great shaders and attention to detail, as well as animations. The design choices are all over in terms of how good it looks. Next up was the gameplay. Unlike the last Monster Hunter game, this game takes a lot of its controls and gameplay straight out of Monster Hunter World, which is super awesome because I didn't like the latest Monster Hunter game they made. But I still play Monster Hunter World to this day, and now we finally have a worthy successor. So to make this a bit shorter, the gameplay is pretty much a revamped, smoother, more cohesive gameplay compared to Monster Hunter World. But now I'll introduce you to the new stuff. The game offers a bunch of new stuff so far that I've discovered from Monster Hunter World, like the ability to shoot while still on your mount. There's also the camp, which has a bunch of different players in your server who you can actually see and interact with. You can invite your friends, like I invited my wife, and then head out on a hunt together. Like, no real preparation needed, just invite, pop in, head out. It also has dialogue options and conversations. Your character actually has a voice in this game, and the palicos speak in your preferred language as well, which I wasn't sure of at first, but it sounded great, so no complaints here. There's weather effects, timed events, and a whole heck of a lot of other stuff, but I think what I like most is the promise of what appears to be a small open world-like formula here. Large open maps that you leave direct from your camp without the need for a loading screen. In other words, you can just meet up with your friends, do your gear, hang out for a little bit, go take a pee break or something, and then head out on a hunt together without the loading screens or feeling like you're playing a single-player game until you call for help. And not only that, you can take your camp out. When you leave your base camp, basically, you can set up little mini camps, and you can hang out with your friends out there, and you can go hunting for stuff, and you can just take your time going from one hunt to the next hunt. Like, so far, that's awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is the storyline. It feels a bit mature, like more mature than the last game. No goofy laughing or corny dialogue or friendship is power. No, it's actually just, hey, look man, here's the situation, go take care of it. It's a little shitty, but, you know, I'm going to have you handle it because I know how good you are. You know, all formally and businesslike, which I actually prefer. But that's not to say there's no jokes or jovial moods or anything. Those are still there, especially thanks to your Palico friend. Now, there wasn't much of a story in the beta, but from what I saw, it definitely shows promise. There's a bunch of mysteries afoot here. The sound design is top-notch, which I'm very happy to hear. The music is perfectly massive and grand like you'd want it to for a Monster Hunter game. The voice acting is actually really on point too, and the actors sound great. You can customize your character's voice to sound how you want it to sound, and when in dialogue and picking options, he or she actually speaks, which is cool, but that's not even the end of it. You can actually talk, you will actually hear, like when my wife went on a hunt and I joined her, our characters spoke to each other and responded to each other. That's immersive, that's awesome, that pulls you in. I love stuff like that, and I can't imagine where they could take that. And the monsters and the sound effects all sound awesome as well. They're perfectly scary and intimidating. There's ambiance, which sounds realistic, and overall just the sound design worked so great for setting the mood and helping you get immersed. Now, obviously, if you can't tell yet, I think this game is gonna be a huge hit. I cannot wait to really fully dive into this. I can't wait for that release day. Remember when Ubisoft said Skull and Bones was a quadruple A game, and we all laughed at how dumb that was and dumb they were? Well, here we're looking at a legit possible quadruple A game in the making. I kid you not. Every little detail and even the production value and overall design on this game feel and look like you're actually playing the next generation of gaming. Even the damn title screen is awesome. Want to know how it works? Check this out. That's how you log into the game every single time. Plus a lack of loading screens. And did I mention the seamless transitions? I ran into 2, and look at how good these transitions are.
Here we go. Hold on.
Overall, there's just so much awesomeness to talk about here that I just can't get to it all. Now, that's not to say that there isn't any issues, and I'll mention them next, but for now, the game is looking super promising, and it's still in beta, so obviously it's going to have a lot of big problems. Alright, but let's go on to the negatives I found with this game. Some are due to it still being in beta, as I just mentioned, which is fine, but I'm still going to point them out regardless because the point of a beta is to help the developers understand and realize what the frick is going on and fixing it before it releases. So, the first one for me was the tutorial. Now, I know I said that this game is pretty much like Monster Hunter World in terms of gameplay and controls and whatnot, but there are added features. There is differences in menus and buttons that do certain things. Like, for instance, there's a pack, a little mini storage inside your mount that comes with you, and there's a way to access it. However, there's little to no explanation of a lot of features, and a lot of components or commands that makes navigating through the UI even more frustrating. Not really knowing how things work or being unable to figure them out due to a lack of information is kind of frustrating, and I was definitely floundering a lot at first, so I really hope they add more info or they make it a little bit more easy to understand. Give us more of a tutorial. Next up is the stability. I won't really go into this one because beta, but still, look at this shit. I mean, what the hell am I even looking at? These are screenshots taken from my wife's playthrough because when she was playing, she was having a very different experience from what I was seeing. She was running into a plethora of bugs and glitches. Her game crashed on her. She was looking at polygonal characters and she was dropping frames like crazy, plus the glitching I experienced, which you're watching now. This needs to be their priority, methinks, as it's a bit ridiculous, almost unplayable for me, and it was definitely unplayable for her. She forced her way through it for the sake of the video, but she was not having fun. The monsters were looking like cubes. The characters were looking like cubes. Her character, which you might have seen in this video, looks great, but on her screen, definitely did not look great, and that ruined the experience for her, so that needs to be fixed. And last but not least is the user interface. I really hope they clean this shit up. Everything is super confusing, badly organized, badly worded, so it's hard to figure out what's what. I mean, I have a friends list and a link list, which is basically just another word for a friend list. So why? There's all kinds of stuff here that just seem unnecessary or poorly worded or whatever. And look at this camp. Can you tell where anything is? Neither can I. The map made it incredibly hard for you to find anything either. So they need to organize the user interface a little bit better, and they just need to clean this up. Alright, so those are the only things I could think of that I could, to say that might hopefully help them develop it better. After all, the point of a beta is to find the negatives and fix them, am I right? So here are some negatives for you to fix. Enjoy. But overall, guys and girls, this game looks freaking badass. It has been a long time since I saw a really promising, great-looking, massive AAA company-developed game, and this looks awesome. Besides the few things I mentioned, which hopefully will get fixed, the game looks so damn good I couldn't recommend it anymore. Keep your calendars marked, because February 28th is when I lose all my real-life hopes and dreams for my new hopes and dreams of playing this game. Look forward to it, everyone. This is a game you definitely do not want to miss. Alright, so that's all I got for this video. Again, sorry I released it so late. Thanks so much for watching, with a special thanks to those of you who stuck around to the end. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.